Godzilla is the last known survivor of an apex predator species that lived over 200 million years ago. In this video, we cover everything we know in anticipation for New Empire and any upcoming projects. When his species were plentiful in number, Earth produced higher levels of natural radiation, which helped sustain them. Imagine that, many fully powered Godzillas roaming the Earth. These ancient titans, known as Godzillas or Gojiras in ancient mythology, were not just mere inhabitants but pivotal guardians of the natural order, ensuring the balance of Earth's ecosystem. Their interactions with other giant creatures would have aftershocks felt millions of years later. Their reign lasted millions of years, but extraneous factors led to their demise. They once inhabited the surface world until the Permian-Triassic Extinction event, which helped wipe out 90% of the species on Earth. This is not the same event as the Cretaceous-Paleogene Extinction event, which wiped out the dinosaurs. The meteor's impact diminished radiation levels, causing the Godzilla species to go underground searching for energy. Godzilla and the other titans crossed paths with humanity quite often. Many civilizations worshipped them, and we see remnants of this throughout the films. Godzilla's war with the MUTOs species particularly wiped out many of their kind. We saw how powerful the MUTO Prime was in the comic series, and we learned it killed many Godzillas and even laid eggs in their carcasses. This was the fate of Dagon, whose bones we saw in Godzilla 2014. Writer Arvid Nelson expanded on Dagon's lore and indicated he had a more peaceful relationship with humans over the current iteration of Godzilla. Although many of these stories were before written language, cave paintings show legendary battles between Godzilla, King Ghidorah, and evidence of wars with the Kong species. We also see Mothra participating in some of these battles, notably against King Ghidorah, who was later sealed in Antarctica. In the modern era, particularly the 20th century, humanity's experimentation with nuclear energy awoke Godzilla from a hibernation. This comes in strong contrast with the Toho version, whose Godzilla is typically a Godzillasaurus, or dinosaur, that transforms into Godzilla. In this universe, Godzilla was always Godzilla. In modern history, the military become aware of Godzilla in 1953 when they witness him fighting another kaiju. Keep in mind, the comic books and the movies have some contradictory history despite both being listed as canon. During subsequent nuclear weapon tests, they tried to take out Godzilla. The Castle Bravo nuclear test was not actually a test, but using it as a weapon. Presumably, after the explosion, Godzilla went to the Hollow Earth, a network of underground tunnels which allow him to travel around the world and hide undetected. This changes when the MUTO emerge and cause havoc using echolocation abilities to track down nuclear energy. The disruption of the natural order results in Godzilla rising up to confront this terror. In a battle that stems back millions of years ago, Godzilla puts an end to their species, or so he thinks. Before the film Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the Titan had a few appearances, his most prominent when challenging a new threat, the MUTO Prime. When the MUTO Prime emerged in modern times, the Titan even had an advantage against the current Godzilla until humans intervened. This gives more light to why the Godzilla species died off. Combined with war with various Titan species, alien kaijus, competing threats who targeted Godzilla specifically, mixed with lower radiation levels on Earth, they eventually died off. Recently, the writer for 2 out of the 3 novelizations for the Monsterverse Godzilla indicated that the Godzilla we know does not date back 200 million years ago like many of his species. Instead, this Godzilla is more likely 5 to 10 million years old, dating him back to the Pliocene era. This means he was able to avoid many of the events that wiped out most of his species. And throughout the films, we learn a lot about Godzilla's personality. He has no problem causing mass havoc and destruction, but he also acknowledges subtleties and is willing to work together with others to fight common foes. We see this in King of the Monsters when Godzilla marches side by side with army forces, and we see this when he allies himself with Mothra, both in modern times and ancient times. But when he senses a threat or competition, he is willing to do anything necessary to wipe them out. He traveled around the planet using tunnels in the hollow earth to hunt him down like a savage animal. This iteration of Godzilla is among the strongest in the entire series of Godzillas. He has a wide range of physical abilities, even using his teeth and claws in battle. Despite being bulky, he can move fast in short spurts. Every appearance of Godzilla has shown changes in both his design and abilities, showing the creature is constantly evolving and changing. Expect to see more of this in upcoming movies, comics, books, and stories. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe for more.